You're welcome to the Detox Podcast. Hello, everybody. This is your boy Kawes Ahmed, and yet again we have another Direction Talks podcast for this week. I'm very excited because today we are going to talk about something very, very, very important in our lives today. We want to discuss how it feels and how to live a life here in Uganda if you find yourself with HIV and AIDS. Today I'm seated with an activist from Love to Love organization. He's by names of Matovu William. He's a youth of 23. So we want to really understand how do you live this life, and we want to also draw knowledge from him to really explain to us if you're found in such a scenario with HIV, how do you live your life, and what and other activities that he's doing right now. We are live in our studios, and I think it's time we take it away. You're welcome to the Detox Podcast, Mr. Matovu William. It's a pleasure to have you here. It's really exciting, and we want to know a lot of what you're doing and how to live with HIV in Uganda. I think it's a pleasure. You need to introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. As you've said, I'm by names of Matovu William, an HIV activist from Love to Love organization, and I was born with HIV. And I also work as a peer educator in the organization. I'm very happy to be here on Direction Talks. So, thank you very much for hosting me.
It's a pleasure. But first of all, let me start from let me draw a question from what you've said. What is a peer educator? What does a peer educator do?
Actually, a peer educator is a person who is devoted to educate young youths, those who are living with HIV and those who are affected by the HIV in the community, so that they may have a healthy life, socially, economically, politically, and whatsoever.
So tell us exactly, how do you do this peer education? How is that activity carried out in the NGO you're running?
Actually, we normally go out in schools and we sensitize young people who are living with HIV and those who are affected with the virus. So we interact with them, we give them the current information about HIV, prevention measures, and the way how they have to live a positive life as well.
Without forgetting, I would like to pass out this announcement. If you want to know more about Love to Love organization, you need to visit Love to Love
organization at www.lovetolove.ug, or you can follow us on Twitter at LTL.org.ug, or at our Facebook page, Love to Love Organization.
All right. So we go back to the main purpose of this podcast. I want to really understand how does a youth take it, and what should be the right course of action if you're found with HIV and AIDS in Uganda today?
Actually, if at all you find that you're HIV positive, before knowing that you're HIV positive, you have to first go for a clinical checkup, HIV testing. If at all you found positive, that's not the end of your life. You will go under counseling and guidance. After that counseling, you'll be. It will depend according to your immune system after those tests, but you have to go under a viral test before.
To pause a bit from there, I want to know. So if let's say I have HIV today, but my immune system is strong enough to fight the disease. So, what should I do? Should I take medication or just go on with my life?
Actually, it depends on the research the doctor has done, the tests which you have gone through, like the viral load test. If at all your viral load is still low, you can start with antibiotics, for example, Septrin.
Viral load is the amount of the virus in my body.
Definitely it is.
So if I have a few viruses in my body, I should go for antibiotics.
Yeah.
Now, what if it's the other way around?
In the first run, if at all you found that your viral load is high, definitely you have to start off the medication as soon as possible.
Yeah, not forgetting that viral load is the amount of viruses in your body. So if you have a lot of viruses,
that means you get, if at all you find out that you are HIV positive, on the later stage you might be having opportunistic infections.
What is that?
When HIV has turned to be AIDS, definitely AIDS is a combination of diseases whereby you get frequent cough, you feel feverish at each and every time, running stomach, diarrhea, and whatsoever. AIDS, it's all about a combination of diseases.
So you first have HIV, then you get AIDS at the later stage.
Yeah, you can't. HIV is a virus, and AIDS is just a syndrome.
You know, I used to think that AIDS was a virus.
No.
Oh my God.
The virus, we have what we call the HIV transmission cycle.
Okay.
When you acquire HIV comes into your body. After that, it attacks your white blood cells, what we normally call T cells.
All right.
So when they attack your white blood cells, they weaken your immune system. The virus, it spreads all over your body and it weakens your immune system. If at all it has weakened your immune system, definitely you have to go for clinical checkup.
Yeah, now it means that any slight infection can take you down.
Definitely. We have also what we call self-testing, but you have to go for a confirmatory test to confirm that.
So this is not 100% accurate.
Yeah, it is normally used. You put something in your. It's like self-testing. You put something in the mouth and you pass on your gums. Then you put in some solution.
Then it tells you have HIV
or not, but that's not. It doesn't confirm that you're HIV positive. You have to go
for a blood checkup.
For blood checkup. That to get a confirmatory test.
All right.
Yeah.
After sharing all that information, I would really love to know. Let's say I'm now HIV positive and I know it, and I'm on medication. It still perturbs my brain because I still think this is something very, very big. How most of the people have been dying, and people turn out to be so skinny. They get skin rashes. So it's a very scary thing to have. I really want to know how do you live with it?
Actually, when you find out that you're HIV positive, as I've told you before, that you go under counseling. They tell you all the side effects on the medication which you're gonna take. They tell you that if you're going to take this kind of medication, you'll get skin rash, you'll get feverish, you'll get kind of headache.
Are you trying to say that there is a side effect to the medicine?
Yeah, there are kind of side effects that can come. It depends on your immune system.
Okay.
Yeah. The doctors, they can give you a medication they test if it will work for you. They give you a period of 2 weeks. If it doesn't react, definitely that medication will be working for you.
I want you to explain to me what this thing means. I read it on your website, your NGO website.
Yeah.
Adherence.
Uh,
You were saying good adherence, bad adherence.
oh.
Yeah. What is adherence?
Adherence is the taking of your medication as prescribed by the medical personnel.
So if I'm taking my medication, I'm doing adherence.
Very well as prescribed by the medical personnel, not the things.
Very well.
Very well as prescribed by the medical personnel.
So if I don't very well prescribe as the medical personnel said,
Yeah.
What is the effect of that?
The effect you will get, you will get drug resistance.
Is that a problem?
It is a very, very big problem for that. When you get drug resistance, it means that if at all you have been on first line of medication, by the time you stop your medication, taking your medication, you get drug resistance. When they take you back and they check you take a viral test, they check you thoroughly well, they find that you need to go to second line because the medication you're taking have failed.
Because of missing some.
You have been missing, you have not been doing as prescribed by the medical personnel.
You've not been well adhering as prescribed
by the medical personnel.
So I would really love to know how many lines of medications are there for HIV treatment?
As per now,
currently, yeah.
We have 3 types of lines on medication. We have the first line, the second line, and the third line.
What do they contain?
There are many types of medication in first line and second line as well as third line.
Let's make the worst scenario. I'll fail the first line, second line, and the third line. There's no fourth line, so there's no chance for me to survive.
At this moment, here, currently in Uganda, the government and other donors only fund first line and second line.
So fourth line,
the third line, you have to pay.
Okay.
The third line, you have to pay.
Wow, so there's no chance for me
If you fail all those 3 lines, then you have to wait for your own creator.
Or to make a lot of money to be able to afford.
Yeah.
How expensive or how affordable is it, the fourth line?
No fourth line, but the third line you have to pay for it. It's around 800,000 Ugandan shillings.
A month.
A month.
That is for to the people that listen to us from outside of Uganda, I think that is approximately to $300.
Exactly.
And we know our economy.
Yeah.
You know, most of the people live under $1.
Yeah.
So it's quite unaffordable. Yeah. So everybody that's listening to us, please, if you're found with HIV, adhere to the drugs as prescribed by a medical personnel. Otherwise, you might not afford some lines because they are quite expensive. I would really also want to know what are the do's and don'ts for a person with HIV. What are you prompt from doing because it might affect your medication or it might affect your health? Tell me some things which I must watch out if I am found with HIV.
You have to take your medication as prescribed by the medical personnel. In other words, I mean good adherence.
That's number one.
Yeah. You have to join the campaigns, like you have to join campaigns like prevention campaigns, for instance. No more shame about being HIV positive. no more silence about HIV positive, being HIV positive. HIV/AIDS end with us. It means even though you are non-positive, you have to join that campaign so that you can be in support with those who are HIV positive to end this epidemic.
All right.
Yeah.
So, is there any chance of reinfection?
Yeah. If at all you're not taking your medication properly as prescribed by the medical personnel, and you have, maybe you are in a discordant couple relationship,
What is that?
where you find a negative partner and a positive partner when they are in a relationship. That is a discordant couple.
And there is no infection taking place?
If at all the man is the one who is positive and the lady is negative, if at all the man is taking his medication very well, there is no need of transmission to her, because science has proven that. That's why I support you equals you.
I want you to explain more about what you've said and that U equals U. What does it really mean?
You equals you, it means undetectable equals untransmittable. If I told you undetectable, you violate when it is low. That's the meaning of that. You can't transmit the virus to your partner if at all he or she is negative.
Okay, so it's okay not to use a condom?
I don't want to emphasize more on that, because the science is very clear now that if somebody is really taking his medication as prescribed by medical personnel, he can't transmit HIV to his or her sexual partner.
All right.
And I'm not decampaigning people not to use condom, because most of people outside there, some of them, they are careless about their lives, but this is the right time to know that you have to be careful about their lives.
All right. Now, if we leave that topic, I would like to ask you a question similar, related to that. You know, very many youth in Uganda, when they realize that they have HIV and AIDS, what they think about is passing it on, or what they think about in their life is, I'm already condemned. I don't know where they get the idea, but that's the kind of feeling they have. So they don't use condoms. You know, they say, I'm infected, so there's no any other infection that's going to attack me than HIV. What do you say about that? Is that logical? Is that okay?
First and foremost, I strongly condemn such mistakes young people are doing, because they are putting, not only they are not putting other one's life in danger, but also themselves. Because if at all you're going around spreading the virus to other people, that's not very good, because you failed even to adhere well to your medication. If at all you adhere well to your medication, you cannot, even though you don't use a condom, but it is always advisable not to spread. That's why we young people who are living with HIV, we advocate for the rights of young people who are voiceless, so that they may also come out and inspire others like we do, so that they may end that kind of...
So you mean passing on the virus is a very reckless action, and it affects somebody with HIV?
Yeah, you will end up dying because you fail to take your medication. Because those people who are doing that, they leave the medication aside and they start spreading the virus.
That is very bad.
Yeah, that's very bad. I condemn it seriously.
And if we are saying the virus should stop with us, that is not the right way to live our life.
Yeah.
I also want to ask you something different. you've told us from the start of this podcast that you have lived with HIV throughout your life.
Yeah.
How have you fought stigma?
Me?
You know? Yes. And
but
have you ever been affected with stigma?
Yeah, by the time when I realized that I was born with HIV, by that time it was 2008 when I was in Form 2.
Form 2 is a senior 2 here in
Senior
secondary
2.
school, yeah.
But when I was still in primary, I used to fall sick, having tumors on my cheeks. But I didn't know what's happening with me. They used to take me to hospital, they treat me, then I become fine. The following week, I fell sick. By that time, my mom had passed away. She passed when I was in, it was 2001.
Oh, so sorry.
Yeah. And my dad passed away when it was 2004. By that time, I was living with my stepmom in Kasangat. When I completed this primary level, I started to. I used to stay with my stepmom for all of that time, but I used to fall sick several times when I don't know what's happening with my life. So I decided. A colleague of my mother's friend came and told that William is falling sick. What's happening with his life? William is falling sick. What is happening with his life? But there is an NGO which has just said that they're helping young people, and they can. You may never know that he was born with HIV. You can take him there. My stepmom said, no. So I said, I will. One of his sisters convinced me and told, you just go. Don't mind about your stepmom. You just go and see what's happening, because by that time I was around 14 years.
Oh yeah, you were very young.
Yeah. So I went there.
But you took that decision to go anyway. Yeah,
I went there. They checked me and they tested me thoroughly well. They found that I was born with HIV. So when I came back to tell the story about what happened in the clinic, I narrated the story to my stepmom. Who told you to go there? She started acting weirdly on me. So I started stigma started at home right away. She even failed to take me. By the following morning, I had to go to Joint Clinical Research Center, because this NGO had just started when they don't have HIV medications. So in the following morning, they told her that you have to escort your young boy so that he might go and sign papers so that he may start the medication. The lady refused.
So that was the first encounter of stigma in your life?
In my life.
Starting from home?
From home. Stigma started from home. But her sisters were on my side. They cared and loved me so much. In the long run, I used to like music. In that NGO where I tested from, they used to make dramas, what they teach us about adherence, what. I engaged, and they taught me how to be a peer educator. So I gained confidence. I started acting as a peer educator in that organization. Then in the long run, I joined Love organization when I was on campus, when I was because that organization had helped me to be what I'm today.
All right.
So she decided to ignore me for good, but the organization took the responsibility.
So you mean she couldn't take you to get your medication?
Yeah.
And she couldn't take care of you anymore?
But after a long struggle, when we went to the hospital, Joint Clinical Research Center, Loboa, she came. She refused, but the doctor said the other woman who acted like my auntie, she said that we have to go and that the real caretaker should sign on this paper so that the boy can start the medication. So
She was later confused
we came home
with the papers,
with the papers. We came driving from Joint Clinical Research Center
with
Lubowa,
other medical officers.
yeah, up to Kasanga. So they said, Mommy, you help the young boy, what? No, this is your son, what?
So you were pleading.
Yeah, we pleaded until she signed the papers. So after there, stigma grew gradually.
What else did she do?
They used to tell her that this young man has to eat in time so that he can take his medication. He did it for only 2 days. She stopped.
They stopped eating from home?
Yeah,
Really?
definitely.
And how old were you at that age?
14 years.
So at 14 years, you were staying home but not eating from home.
Yeah,
You were sketching for what to eat every day.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I started chasing my life when I was 16, after the completion of
Campus.
non-campus S4.
Oh, senior 4.
Yeah. See, she told me that here, no longer, you know, you're a big man, you no longer have something, you have to find something to do.
All right. Were you the oldest boy at home by that time?
By that time, yeah, because my father had a lot of wives, but I used to stay with that stepmom.
And you were the oldest boy in her house.
Yeah.
So she thought at 14 you're old enough to sketch
Yeah.
out your life. Right now, I would really love to know, does she have people that are more than 14 right now that still stay at her home?
Yeah.
Because they're not HIV positive, she
Yeah.
allows them to stay.
Yeah, like my stepsister.
Okay, tell me more. That's all the stigma that you've been faced with in your life, or is there anything different maybe from outside people, from your home, friends, or school?
Actually, also I felt self-stigma. I used to isolate myself for some good time when I don't want to play with anybody. I don't want to share with anybody. So it was quite challenging, even at school. Some people, you tell a friend tells a friend. So they start backbiting you.
So they gang on you
Yeah.
and say all this crazy stuff about you.
William has HIV. He told me yesterday that he was born with HIV, and he told me that I should not speak it out. But I've told you, don't tell anybody else.
And the other person will also tell the other person not to
Yeah.
tell anybody else.
Yeah.
And it will become a cycle. And everybody will know without telling anybody else.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So that is stigma for you there, everybody that's listening. I want to know, how did you fight this thing? How did you overcome the stigma from your family and yourself?
As I've told you before, I got counseling. I got counseling from the organization which was sponsoring my education. They groomed me. They made me a PE educator. So I gained confidence in myself, and I decided myself that I have to speak it out, and the public must know that William is HIV positive. And those who feel like not saying it out, they will also get inspired. And this is the way we can fight HIV.
All right, not moving far from that, because you're a peer educator, I really want to know how you're educating the youth, how you're fighting stigma, and what is your organization activities of championing this noble cause.
Actually, in our organization, we have a program, a movie program entitled No More Silence. This No More Silence, it's all about HIV, and we're saying that no more silence about HIV. So far we have 2 episodes, movie episodes. One is entitled Stigmatization. In this movie, we show how somebody who has HIV is being stigmatized in the community. And for the Section Network episode, we show...
So Section Network is the other episode?
Definitely.
And No More Silence. So the first one is Stigmatization and...
Section Network.
Section Network.
For Section Network, we show how somebody can acquire HIV from one person to another.
How HIV is being spread.
Transmitted.
From one person to another.
Sexually.
All right.
Yeah. But we're striving hard so that we may add on other episodes. For instance, mother-to-child transmission, how a mother passes it to the baby.
Yeah, because that's another issue in Uganda, because very many mothers pass it over to the newborn babies.
Yeah, though there's the prevention measures have come on that situation.
Yeah, that's the next part. I really want you to explain about prevention.
Prevention
from HIV.
From HIV, we have different prevention measures for HIV. For instance, we have the ABC. The ABC, it stands for abstain, be faithful to your partner, and condomize. We have also PMTCT.
Condomize is using condoms.
Definitely. We have PMTCT, that is prevention of mother-to-child transmission of HIV. When a lady conceive, she has to go with his partner so that they may carry out an HIV test. If at all they find that the mom has HIV, automatically she has to start HIV medication as soon as possible to safeguard the baby in her womb. And when even if at all she's taking very well her medication, after birth of the young child, she can't pass it through breastfeeding because already she has to maintain undetectable
throughout 2 years while she's nursing the baby, breastfeeding. Is there any other preventions?
We have for the married couples, those who are in the discordant couple relationship, and those who are current couple relationship, they have to we normally say use TAP, which means use treatment as your prevention.
So if you adhere properly, then everything is good.
Definitely.
You can't affect the
Pass
partner.
it on,
And any other prevention?
We have different types of preventions. PrEP, that is pre-exposure prophylaxis. It is a daily pill that you take to safeguard yourself from acquiring HIV. That is a daily medication. For PrEP, it is
for negative people. You take it if you don't want to get affected wherever you move. All right.
For PrEP, it is called post-exposure prophylaxis. In this one, if at all you get any blood contact, or you are being harassed by rape,
that's the thing we hear. They give people that have been raped.
if you are being arrested by rape,
or any blood contact.
in blood contact, or in a car accident. So you have to go to the nearest health center within 72 hours
To get that pill.
to get that pill. And you have to follow the medical personnel's instructions.
All right. I didn't think it would be a very lengthy talk, but I will, as we sum up, I would want to know what are the new improvements, what are the new prospects in fighting the epidemic, which you can share with us. Maybe something new, something we can maybe be waiting for any news. And
I normally tell my doctors that I will not take ARVs for the rest of my life, because the hope is still there. I don't take the hope. I have hope in me because researchers are doing a great job.
all right.
Yeah. According to the research and what I'm seeing, that very soon we shall get a cure, because now they have found LAT, which means long-acting therapy, but it is still under research. So
we have future.
Yeah,
we have a bright future.
Yeah, we have a future because researchers are doing a great work. The UNAIDS has introduced a target of 90-90 goal with the aim of increasing awareness and prevention measures and treatment as well. They want by 2020 everyone has to be on medication, those who are found HIV positive, and increasing prevention by 2020, and we hope that by 2030, you never know, we might be having a cure.
Okay. Do we have any examples of people maybe that have been cured?
Actually, I follow Timothy Ray Brown on Facebook. He's my friend on Facebook. He's the only person who has been confirmed that he has been healed from HIV and cancer around the world. And that seems to be hope for us people who are living with HIV.
Yeah, that is great news.
Yeah.
And with time, I think we might have a cure very, very soon.
Yeah.
All right.
And I will talk more about the undetectable is equal to untransmittable, cause when you take your medication as well, there are two studies which have found that people who are on effective treatment cannot pass it on. One study is called pattern study, and another study it is HPNT 062. These two studies have confirmed that people who are on effective treatment can't pass it on. And I support U equals U because it is really the fact that people who are on HIV treatment effectively can't transmit HIV to their partners.
So U equals U is another form of fighting stigma.
Yeah. We say that science, not stigma.
Oh yeah. So we prove things with facts, not with stigma.
Yeah.
No, not with emotions.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. So as we wrap up, I would really love to know about Love to Love organization and what you're doing.
Love to Love organization is a registered NGO under the Ministry of Internal Affairs here in Uganda, with an aim of helping the less privileged people, more especially the young kids and youths those who are affected and infected with the HIV in the communities of Uganda through our mission statement, which says we love, care, and educate. So our future prospects want to see that Uganda has a free HIV generation. That's why we want to continue serving our community through sensitizing it, guiding it, and we hope so that through our work we will cause a good impact in our community.
All right. So that is Love to Love organization, which you can check out on the internet, visiting their site, which is
Love to Love organization, or visiting us on www.lovetolove.ug, and you can follow me on Facebook as well. I use William Matovu on Facebook. On Twitter, I use @MatovuWilliam1, and Love to Love Twitter page, it is @LTL.org.ug. That is it. That's what we use on Twitter.
all right. Thank you very much for coming. And I think for every youth that has been listening to this, I think you have at least got some knowledge. We've shown a light on how to live with HIV today in Uganda, and what are the things to avoid, what are the things to look out for, what are the things to help you survive.
It's not only living with HIV, but living a happy, positive life.
Yeah, living a happy, positive life.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a wrap up from here. It's from our studios at Direction Talks. It's Kawes Ahmed, and we say, Direction, be your own campus. So everybody know that we love to show you what's really taking place and what's new, what is happening, but in a sense that we show you the right direction, but you be your own campus, because we share knowledge here, we share experiences. We want everybody to draw on them so that they can improve their lives. It's been a pleasure, and this has been the podcast of HIV, and it's been a pleasure hosting people here. And I would like to thank our producer, Big Boss. He has done a very great job today. And to everybody there, we wish you a very, very nice week, and see you again next week. Peace out.